like when you were saying that whole like sorry.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying get back together, come back and see me. 3 days since the living room. I realized it's all my fault, but couldn't tell you. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, but it'll still be 2 days till I say I'm sorry.
Hold it, now I want to hoodwink. Does it make you stop think? You'll think you're looking at Aquaman. I summon fish to the dish, although I like the chalet Swiss, I like the sushi, cause it's never touch a frying pan. Hot like wasabi when I bust rhymes. Speak like Leanne rhymes, because I'm all about value. Bert Camper's got the mad hits. You try to match wits, you try to hold me but I bust through. Gonna make a break and take a pick out like a sink and can shake out like vanilla. It's the finest of the flavors. Gotta see the show cause then you'll know the vertigo is gonna go cause it's so dangerous you'll have to sign a waiver. Can't I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? Trying hard not to smile though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean, well you soon will. I have a tendency to wear my mind on my sleeve. I have a history of taking off my shirt.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Threw your arms in the air and said you're crazy. 5 days since you tackled me. I still got the red burns on both my knees. It's been 3 days since the afternoon. You realize it's not my fault, but a moment too soon. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, and now I'll sit back and wait till you say you're sorry.
China, the Chinese chicken, you have a drumstick.
Hello YouTube, this is Melantar VA and welcome to the first DigiGirls podcast. Sakuya, you can unmute yourself, we're good. Anyway, welcome everybody to the first episode of the DigiGirls podcast. Honestly, I'm excited for this. The both of us have been on a massive Digimon kick recently. Anyway, I am Melantar VA.
And I am Sakuya Amano.
And for this first episode, we're actually going to be discussing the original series Digimon Adventure from 1999, or simply Digimon Digital Monsters as we kids in the US knew it. Like seriously, back in the 90s, like 1999, Digimon was the shit. If only it didn't have to compete with Pokemon.
Yes, and if only people didn't accuse it of being a Pokemon ripoff, which it is not.
Yes, and so... Yes. And so I guess we'll actually start with the characters. First up, let's talk about Tai. What can we say about Tai?
Good old Tai Kamiya, or in Japanese, Taichi...
Yagami.
Yagami, sorry.
No, that's okay. Okay, so like...
How ironic he shares a last name with Light.
However, thankfully, Ty is actually likable and not a complete sociopath.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so like, for Ty, like... Okay, so like, I absolutely have to say, like, one thing the original series first episode did very poorly was its pacing. Like, there was way too many characters for us to meet.
And frankly, at times the pace was just all over the place.
Yep, and hang on a second. Something's up with the streaming software. I'm trying to make sure. Okay, there we go. We're back. Sorry. Anyway, back on topic. Yeah, like, we had, like, 7 children in the first episode, later 8, and we will talk about each one as we come to them. However, yeah, like, that's really my, like, one problem with the first episode. Way too much is, like, shoved in your face.
Yeah, it's like they expect you to keep up.
Yep. Anyway, back to Ty. Ty actually began a sort of tradition in the series known as the fiery gogglehead leader.
Yeah.
And let's see, what can we say about Ty without going into big spoilers right at the start?
Basically, he was just kind of a big goof, essentially.
Yeah, but he was popular.
Yeah, that's not saying he's bad, it's just he was just a bit of a dork at times.
Yep, and also Ty's partner, Agumon. Really, like, Agumon actually became the sort of mascot for the franchise after this season.
Oh yeah, especially because he's just so damn cute.
Yep, and also that voice. Thank you, Tom Fawn, for that iconic voice. Thank you. Okay, next up is Matt. Probably one of the most popular, along with Izzy, who we will get to in a minute.
And probably my favorite of the male Digidestined.
Oh, did you have a crush on him when you were a kid, like I did with someone else we're gonna get to?
A bit.
Hey, no problem there. My sister actually had a bit of a crush on Matt. And essentially, Matt was basically teenage angst before he turned 13.
Yeah. You could tell he was becoming he hit puberty early.
Yep, and of course Matt's partner, Gabumon.
Voiced by Kirk Thornton.
Yes, guys, that's a Kirk Thornton. And honestly, Gabumon's voice was always very, Matt. Is that accurate? Is that the voice?
Oh yeah. He's not tall enough.
Okay then. And next we've got Sora, who in my opinion had probably the pettiest character arc in the season.
Yes. I mean, it's one thing to make her a tsundere.
And a tomboy.
Yeah, a tomboy tsundere, but...
Yeah, but like at the same time, you gotta know your limits, guys. And we're gonna talk about Sora's character arc as we talk about the season as a whole. And everybody, feel free to like ask questions in the chat if we get anybody else in the podcast chat.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to leave comments. Okay
then, and next up we've got we got Okay then, and anyway, next up is Izzy, who is actually voiced by the ever popular Mona Marshall. Also, hello Daniel K.
Also, ironically, the voice of Kyle's mother in South Park.
Up.
I believe she was also the voice of Kite in Dot Hack.
Maybe. However, Asakia, that's absolutely like one sentence I actually have to hear like Mona say as Izzy.
Oh.
Yep. Tentomon, stop being such a mashugana.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that just seems weird, but like I have to hear Mona say that as Izzy. I have to.
That would be epic.
Yep. And speaking of Tentomon, by Mr. Jeff Nimoy, who, yes, we found out is actually related to the late Leonard Nimoy. They're cousins.
Yep, I think second cousins, I think it said.
Yes. And also, Jeff was actually also the adaptive writer and the voice director for this season and season 2. But we're gonna get to that later, and how Jeff Nimoy's pure focus on direction for season 2 instead of writing kind of hurt it in some ways.
Yeah, while the jokes were snappy and good, it's the pacing, like I said, was just all over the place.
Yep, and next up is actually the character who started out as the least favorite, Mimi. Mimi was actually my favorite of the girls at the start. I don't know why, I just liked her. Even though, honestly, nowadays looking back, she was kind of irritating.
To me, she was always just kind of an obnoxious rich kid.
However, Sakia, part of that is actually the fault of the dub writing team.
Also, Daniel, yes, Kyle's mom was in Digimon. The voice of Mona Marshall, who we just mentioned, was the voice of Izzy.
Yes, and she was... yes. And she was also in the game Moons of Madness. But anyway, back to Mimi. As for the writers, they actually made Mimi far more shallow and stupid than she was in the sub.
How was she in the sub?
From what I know, in the sub, she's actually far more accommodating, except for that one episode where she was a bitch. That kind of didn't change.
I mean, because to be honest, in a way, basically the dub essentially made her Weiss, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like early Ruby Weiss.
Yes. Yeah, pretty
But
much.
Not as a,
and also, Mimi's partner is essentially Palmon, the plant Digimon, who honestly was always one of my favorites.
Oh, same.
And now it's time for the guy I actually had a crush on, Joe. Don't you judge me, audience.
Judge.
Anyway, unfortunately, Joe's original English VA passed away a few years ago, close, pretty close to Robert Axelrod, who voiced Wizardmon and Armadillomon in season 2.
Wait, Robert Axelrod was also Wizardmon?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh, well, now you do. I've actually met Robert. He's actually a really nice guy.
Nice. Aren't you lucky?
Anyway, back to Joe. Unfortunately, at the start of the show, Joe was pretty much seen as the male Mimi, but thank God he proved he was so much more than that early on.
Honestly, Joe has kind of struck me more as the the coward who kind of gets a little more brave as the story progresses.
Yeah, but at the same time, Joe actually has a reason for that, but again, we're gonna get to that. And finally, for the main 7, let's talk about TK and that stupid-looking hat.
Yes.
I am so sorry. I hate that goddamn hat. It is so stupid.
It's how do you even design a hat like that?
Yep, and also, Neptunia fans, this is going to blow your mind. TK in Digimon Adventure was voiced by Wendy Lee, a.k.a. Lady Whiteheart. Dun dun dun! What do you think of that, blonde fanboys? Yep, and as for TK's partner, oh my god, Patamon is so cute!
Yes!
Everybody loves Patamon. I have actually never met a person who actually hates Patamon. And also his Digivolution, his champion form, Anjumon, is such a badass. Yep, even if he kind of sounds like Green.
Yeah, and also, to be honest, that Hand of Fate move I always loved, even though it looks like just a one-handed Kamehameha.
Yep. And also, even though she doesn't come until later, should we talk about Kari a little bit?
I mean, yeah, since she is a Digidestined.
Fair enough, even though she doesn't come in until about halfway through the season, like most Six Rangers and Power Rangers, now that I think about it.
Yeah, like the Green Ranger, who was originally a villain.
Yeah, however, like, a Season 2 actually has a character more like the Green Ranger arc. However, we're going to get to that next week. But anyway, anyway, on to Kari. The problem with Kari is that... Yeah, Mom? Right. Okay, Mom? Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, as I was saying, Kari's problem... She's basically a walking Mary Sue.
Yeah, even though, let's be real, Gatomon was always my favorite of the Digimon Adventure Digimon.
Yeah, like, Gatomon's awesome. Awesome.
And she's a badass.
However, sadly, she actually did the reverse of the others, where, like, Gatomon and Patamon actually developed more than their partners. And that's kind of a problem. Yeah,
because Kari was always a bit of a Mary Sue.
Yeah, like, she was just perfect. Like, too perfect. And honestly, 02, I still liked her, but however, now, as an adult, I do see the Mary Sue traits.
Fairly Odd, Butch Hartman, did you plagiarize Kari's character arc for Chloe?
Anyway, shall we talk about the actual show now that we pretty much talked about all the kids and their partners?
Yeah.
Okay then. And also, first, we should probably talk about how exactly Digimon came to be, and it's kind of a funny story, even though we should have talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
Essentially, in Japan, a Digimon initially began as the male equivalent of the Tamagotchi.
Yep. And if I remember, it started with the V-Pets.
Yes, it did. And so I want to say Bandai actively commissioned a toy animation, best known for the Dragon Ball series and Sailor Moon, to essentially make a TV series for it. And honestly, it did far better than anyone expected. No duh!
I mean, like, frankly, I think the only reason Digimon gets considered a ripoff of Pokemon is the fact that they came out around the same time.
And also the Mon part of the name.
But even then, it's like, let's be real. No Pokemon has Mon at the end of its name, and not to mention, you don't catch Digimon.
Yes, and also, the Digimon can turn back.
Yeah, they can evolve and devolve at will.
Yes, but anyway, back to the show. It actually begins with the 7 original kids, not including Kari, at summer camp. I think it's because Kari was actually sick, and that's why she didn't get to go.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that did affect one character who we are going to get to much later.
Yeah.
And so essentially, freaky weather patterns actually begin occurring all over the planet, like rain in the desert, like it's flooded in the desert, it's snowing in Australia, that kind of freakiness.
Sorry, but rain in the desert, it makes me want to make this joke. Creating rivers in the desert.
Anyway, like, eventually the snow actually reaches the summer camp, and of course, all 7 kids are actually sucked into the digital world, where they meet their partners in training forms. And oh yeah, it's another thing. Each of the forms actually had a different name. First was Baby, when a Digimon is born, of course. Next was in training, where they could basically survive by themselves, but they weren't that strong. Next was Rookie. Yeah.
Then Champion.
And then Ultimate, and finally Mega Level. And we're gonna have have some things about the mega level to say later.
Yeah.
Anyway, like, weirdly the show's actually split into, like, I want to say, would you say that it's like 4 different arcs based on the main villain of that arc?
Yeah.
First arc was, of course, the Digimon arc, which basically established the world, the characters, and essentially the formula for episodes, which the Edamon arc would later break, but we'll get to that later. And weirdly, like, Devimon, I don't know why, but Devimon always seemed like the second worst villain of this first season.
Yeah.
Would you?
I mean, to be honest, even Myotismon was a far better villain.
And we're gonna get to Myotismon and all of his badassery.
Yes, I mean, then again, Myotismon was actually a pretty good villain, even if he looked like something out of Castlevania.
Asakia, we're gonna get to him. Hang on.
Sorry about the spoilers.
No, that's okay. And also, unfortunately, Devimon only had like 2 minions, and one of which he actually had to brainwash with these black gears.
Yeah.
Ogremon and Leomon. And unfortunately, Leomon has a tradition that follows him that we're gonna get to when we talk about the 4th arc.
Yeah, let's just... I don't want to spoil it, because I do want to make kind of a joke.
Yeah, save it. And so, basically, how Devimon defeated, weirdly, like, Tai and Matt, for the only time in the series, have nothing to do with it. It's actually TK and his little buddy Patamon finally digivolving into Angemon and sacrificing himself that kills Ogremon. And honestly, it's an awesome moment, if not a little sad, because, you know, Angemon dies. But it's here that we actually learn how, like, death works in this series. It goes on the reincarnation rule.
Yes, essentially, here's how death works in Digimon. If a Digimon dies, it can come back to life as long as even a fragment of its data remains. As long as it's within the digital world. If it dies in the real world, it's dead.
Yeah, like, we're going to get to that when we talk about Season 2.
And also, the only time a Digimon can actually die in the digital world is if its data is completely obliterated.
Yeah, like, that's something to keep in mind whenever battling bad guys. But anyway, like, after that, we meet kind of a fun recurring character named Waymon. Remember him?
Oh yeah.
He was fun.
Yes.
And we also meet possibly the most senile character in the series, Genai. And when we get to try it, we've got things to say about Genai.
All I have to say about Genai is r/software gore as a character.
Pretty much. The guy's senile as fuck.
That's why I compare. That's why I said he's r/software gore in human form.
Fair enough, but anyway, like, once we're effectively off of the island from the first arc, we meet a new villain who is, I wish I was making this up, an Elvis impersonating ultimate level monkey named Etamon.
Yeah, that one was...
That was like, whoo, what were they thinking?
You know, I was kind of waiting for, for like Edamon at that point singing, "Don't be fool, do a heart that's true."
Oh, wait a second, we actually have a question. The Egg Paladin, what are your thoughts on the English dub of Digimon? Dude, we love it. We grew up with it.
It's good, even though it, as Melon said, it kind of screws up Mimi's character.
Yeah. And it also did that to one other character in Tamers that we're gonna get to. And honestly, Sakia, I don't think you're going to be happy about it.
Is it like rage stroke inducing, or?
Let me put it this way. They essentially took a tsundere character and made her like uber bitchy. Takuya, save it. That's for a future episode. Save it. But anyway, back on track, like, oh yeah, for this arc, we actually meet the MacGuffins known as the Crests.
Yep.
And like,
And and basically each character has a crest corresponding with an aspect of their personality.
yeah, like, to me, the crests purely exist for the sake of character development.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, we finally get to talk about a plot point from this arc that I think a lot of people still remember to this day. Skull Greymon.
Yes.
Okay, so essentially, a Digivolution is basically tied to the feelings of the human partner, and so essentially, whenever their a connection becomes corrupted, that can actively taint Digimon. And honestly, we actually see the full effect of that in Digimon Tamers, but we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, Skull Greymon was kind of the first example of it.
Yes, and honestly, he was awesome, but he was terrifying.
Yes.
However, thankfully, after that, Tai ultimately never makes that mistake ever again.
Yeah.
And, like, unfortunately, the entire, like, Edamon arc, it's basically tracking down everybody's crests.
Yeah.
And also, like, should we say what, like, each of them has in terms of crests?
Yeah.
Alright, Tai has
the crest of courage.
Matt has the crest of friendship. Sora had love, Izzy had knowledge, Mimi had sincerity, even though weirdly in the sub it was purity. Joe has a reliability, which weirdly in the sub was actually faith. And
Yeah.
TK has the crest of hope, and of course little Kari has the crest of light. Oh, another thing from the Egg Paladin. I remember Digimon Tamers, that nightmare with the girl was frightening. Oh yeah, Egg Paladin.
God.
Jerry with the
That was
D-Reaper.
horrifying.
Oh, don't worry, we're gonna get to that in like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, we'll get back to that. Trust us.
Yeah, like, save that for like 2 weeks from now. But anyway, back on track. And the arc actually ends with Tai effectively going back home. And also, like, Asaki, a fun fact. The episode in the real world, you'll never believe who actually directed that episode.
Who?
Mamoru Hosoda directed that episode.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. He directed episode
Holy
20 of
shit.
Digimon.
Holy shit.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like seriously, like this guy later created Summer Wars, The Boy and the Beast, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, and Motherfucking Wolf Children. Good job. Good on you, Hosoda.
Yeah.
And essentially, in the episode, nothing really happens except for foreshadowing a big reveal in the upcoming arc. And speaking of that arc, it's time to talk about the arc everybody remembers. Myotismon.
And quite possibly, that was actually my first ever, like, thing with Digimon. Because I remember I had the videotape with it. It had, like, the entire Myotismon arc.
Oh yeah, like, for me, I actually have it on DVD, only because it's so damn good. Like, Myotismon is easily the best villain of the first season.
Even though, let's be real, design-wise, he looks like an not an outcast, but a
knockoff?
Not a knockoff, but like a Castlevania Regent.
Yeah, but like, when you think about it, being a vampire, it does make sense.
True. But like I said, he just seemed like looking back, he just seems like a Castlevania reject.
Fair enough. And also, in this arc, we get introduced to Gatomon and the much-beloved Wizardmon.
Oh, yes. And also, in my opinion, one of the most powerful moments in the show.
But we're gonna get to that. Oof.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, so, like, anyway, the, I can't talk. Effectively, the children actively returned back to the human world of their own volition in order to basically stop Myotismon from tracking down the eighth child, who unfortunately, as revealed by the earlier host of that episode, is Ty's little sister Kari.
And basically, he has his minion Digimon to track her down.
Yeah, can we talk about Digimon? Essentially, how stupid he is.
Yes.
Okay, so essentially, for the first 6 episodes of the arc, he's basically keeping all of the kids separated and making sure that their crests never activate. And honestly, some of his plans are probably the stupidest things in the world. For starters, everything with TK, basically making TK despise Matt and ultimately fighting with Patamon. I get it, but at the same time, it's dude, come on.
Well, let's be real, Digimon basically is your Saturday morning cartoon villain's minion.
Yeah, pretty much. And also, can we talk about his whole stupid plan with Joe and Matt? That really got on my nerves.
Yeah.
Okay, so essentially, Joe accidentally puts himself into debt at a restaurant run by Vegemon and Digitamamon, is that correct?
Yeah, Digitamamon, yeah.
Okay. And so essentially, Joe keeps accidentally making mistakes and making the tab bigger, and longer. Matt's ultimately blackmailed into helping, and let's just say that Matt ultimately snaps at Joe before Joe ultimately proves what a BAMF he is. I am so sorry, but honestly, I adore Joe's character.
Hey, it's all good.
Okay then, and also for the final Digimon plan, let's talk about Sora.
Yes.
And her entire character arc, which is basically, Mommy doesn't want to let me live my dreams. It's really, Sora? Fucking really?
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, but Sora was always just, her entire character arc to me was just so fucking petty.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks this.
And also, even though it's kind of a generic insult, arc did have one of my...
Sakuya, you're glitching. You're glitching bad.
I was saying the arc did have one of my favorite lines from Tai, even though it was kind of even though it wasn't the greatest insult.
Oh yeah, the Beanie Baby reference?
That, and there was another one, when it's a little bit later when Tai basically gives Kari her Digivice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You picked the wrong guy.
Little sister, Mr. Fang Face!
Mr. Fang Face, Kari, here, catch!
Yeah, however, we're gonna get to all of that in just a second. And also, by the way, this is actually where we get into a big aspect of Izzy's character arc, and essentially summed up in 2 words: you're adopted. Yeah, basically, Izzy is adopted.
Yeah. Yeah, remember his parents died in a car accident.
Yes, and it was actually his father's cousin who actually adopted Izzy along with his wife.
Yeah. And there's a very feelsy moment where it's when Izzy takes it all in, he basically cries and and
he finally
opens up to them.
Yep, and also to Tai later, but we're gonna get to that. And now we get to talk about the final showdown. With Myotismon, and the moment where I think every kid bawled like a baby. And if you didn't, then you have no soul.
Yep, the death of Wizardmon.
Hang on a second. From Egg Paladin. I know you talk about the dub, but I'm curious though. Which do you prefer, sub or dub? I'm sticking with dub because why the fuck not? Lol. I stick with the dub.
Yeah, right.
I stick with the
Yeah,
dub.
right. Same.
But anyway, back on track. Yeah, the death of Wizardmon. Oh boy.
Man, I think I misty-eyed as a kid watching that.
Yeah, like, for me, like, I actually had to leave the room just to process it when I saw that episode.
I mean, especially when you saw, like, the friendship developing between Wizardmon and Gatomon.
Yes.
Especially also with Wizardmon's line, if I hadn't met you, my life wouldn't have meaning.
Yeah, like, God damn it, Robert Axelrod, why did you have to be such a good actor? Like, seriously, why?
I mean, also blame Gatomon's voice actress because she really, like, put forth a believable crying.
Oh yeah, that's right, Eddie Merman. And also, apparently, some people actually have a problem with Eddie Merman's performance actually sounding similar to Eartha Kitt.
And that's a problem how?
I don't know. Okay, let's see. From Daniel K2427. You guys stick with the dub like I do the dub for Sailor Moon. I guess
For me, it actually depends on the anime.
Yep. Anyway, Sakuya, what were you gonna say?
But no, I was saying, like, there's nothing wrong. I mean, who cares if her performance was inspired by Eartha Kitt?
Yeah. Plus, like, Eartha Kitt was Catwoman, so why the fuck not?
And Eartha Kitt was a legend.
Yeah. So I don't see the problem.
Fun fact. You remember? Speaking of Eartha Kitt.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
What?
You remember the movie The Emperor's New Groove?
Oh yeah, she was Yzma, wasn't she? And weirdly, she got turned into a kitten at the end.
Yeah, and I think that was actually one of her last performances.
Oh, Eartha, we miss you. But anyway, back on track. Shall we get back on track?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. Anyway, like, Anjay, I'll be on. Oh yeah, Gatomon, DigiGirls.
Into Anjuma, and we actually, like, for a second discuss the absolute, like, absolutely convoluted, like, power of friendship way they defeated the original Myotismon.
It's actually Venom Myotismon's that convoluted power of friendship thing, but we're gonna get to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a minute.
Oh yeah, that's right, because she defeated Myotismon with Heaven's Charm.
Yeah, like a solidified into Celestial Arrow.
Yeah.
Yes. However, ultimately, Myotismon effectively comes back into this giant monstrosity with some kind of demon in his gut.
And also, let's see, and also, like, can we also discuss how terrifying the whole Myotismon, Lord and Master?
Oh yeah, that entire thing, that was fucking terrifying. Like, Digimon was absolutely not afraid to freak out its audience.
And that's kind of one of the things I liked about, like, Digimon over Pokemon, is the fact it's like, while Pokemon discussed the idea of death, it kind of, like, skated around it, rather than actually, like, discussing it.
Yep, however, like, Digimon did actively discuss it. Anjumon, Wizardmon, character we'll get to next season.
Again, the whole brainwashing with the whole Myotismon Lord and Master thing.
Yep, and then, of course, we get to this entire, like, shooting tie and a mat in order to activate the Warp Digivolution to bring about the first and only Mega forms in this season.
Yeah, and also again, I feel like that was kind of dumb to pull out the whole, like, power of friendship thing, but
it was really the power of love and friendship, since the love for their brothers.
True, since they were kind of brothers in friendship.
And if you think about it, and also, like, if you think about it, it was really a TK and Akari's a Digimon who actually shot Ty and Matt.
Yeah. AKA the siblings of the two who got shot. And from Joanne and Pierre. Hello, everyone. Hey, Joanne.
Hey Joanne, we're almost finished with the Myotismon arc, and we're actually about to go into possibly the second best.
Yeah.
Yes. And so essentially, the sky gets ripped apart, and then we see the digital world on the other side. I wish I was making this up.
Yeah.
Up. And so essentially, all 8 of the kids go back into the digital world in order to take on the 4 Dark Masters, which is Metal Seedramon, Machine Dramon, Puppetmon, and Piedmon. Now let's see, how can we describe each of them in just a few words?
And also at the end of the Myotismon arc, basically they say goodbye to their family and friends while they return to the digital world.
Yep, okay, so let's see. For Metal Seedramon, I'd have to say evil dude bro.
Pretty much.
For Machine Dramon, terrifying.
Yeah, pretty much like, I would not be surprised if Bloodborne took inspiration from him.
Yep, and as for Puppetmon, he was basically a sadistic child.
Yeah. He was basically Sid from Toy Story.
Yeah, which actually, speaking of Puppetmon, that actually leads into possibly the one moment from this arc I hate. Matt basically temporarily turning evil and trying to beat the shit out of Ty.
Yeah, that's just...
That's no.
You couldn't have picked another one of the Digidestined, like, say, Sora?
Or Joe, because, you were kind of slaving away in a kitchen with Joe only a few weeks ago.
Yeah, right? And it's like... And again, or Sora, because, as the movie shows, Sora had kind of a beef with Ty.
However, granted, that entire beef with Ty was actually a year after the events of this season. Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of...
No, that's okay, but anyway, and, oh yeah, by the way, it's here that we effectively learn, why the kids were chosen, the history of their partners, how Gatomon hatched alone, and, of course, the history of Genai. And honestly, do we want to talk about this now?
Let's.
Okay, so essentially, Genai's basically one of a few human scientists who effectively integrated into the digital world only to be attacked by the Dark Masters, and essentially Genai's the only scientist left
That survived.
Yeah, pretty much. And he actually created all the kids' partners and their digivices and their tags and crests.
Yeah.
However, sadly, since it's been a few centuries, he's gone senile.
Yeah, and as he kind of jokingly says when he's giving the that might have been in the movie, the my modem's older than I am.
Yeah, that's in the movie, and we're gonna get to the movie. But anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, let's talk about Piedmon.
Oh god.
Let me put it this way, guys. Piedmon is basically Pennywise for kids.
Yeah.
That's the best way that I can put it. He would be a child-friendly version of Pennywise.
Pretty much.
And weirdly, much like Devimon, it's TK who defeats Piedmon by having Patamon finally digivolve into Ultimate, Magna Angemon, and effectively seal Piedmon away. And what exactly did Piedmon do? He turned everybody into keychains!
Yep.
I wish I was kidding!
Hey, TK, want a keychain?
Or better yet, hey, TK, you want a keychain?
Yes.
That
Pennywise impression was really good.
Thank you. I'm actually a fan of the modern Pennywise, but let's not talk about that for a minute. And oh yeah, after the 4 Dark Masters are destroyed, we got one more villain who is basically a floating embodiment of Linkin Park, Story of the Year, My Chemical Romance, and Black Veil Brides all mushed together.
Pretty much.
Apocalypse.
He's so edgy, he would pretty much... I'm sorry, because I know you're a Shadow fangirl.
Yep.
He
Shadow's like, dude, calm down.
Yeah, he makes Shadow look like those like cutesy J-pop songs you hear on like JRPGs.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm surprised Apocalypse wasn't going, "Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?"
Or possibly Sakia better. Where's that damn eighth child?
Yes. Where's that damn eighth child?
And honestly, Apocalypse's theme song, I think you know exactly where this is going, Sakia. Crawling in my skin.
In my skin. These wounds they will
not heal. Okay.
Like even this guy would even make Reapermon blush.
You mean Phantomon?
No, because Reapermon. No, because Reapermon was a villain from the games.
Oh, okay, but anyway, like, Apocalypse actually does something very interesting. It's something I don't think any villain has done since. He basically decrypts all the kids and their Digimon after absolutely obliterating their crests and turns all of them into binary code.
Yep.
However, when they come back, all of their Digimon effectively digivolve, and they take out this motherfucker.
Yep.
But the final few minutes of the final episode, oh boy! Okay, it's like, first of all, can we talk about the music for a second?
Yeah.
The music is way too fucking loud and playing all the time, except for one comedic moment in the subway where Yokomon actively shouts at a baby.
Yes. But yes, like, that's kind of the problem I definitely find with the music, is the fact that it's like, sometimes the music also just feels superfluous.
Yes, and also, can we talk about the battle song they created about halfway through?
Yeah.
Let me put it this way, guys. It's like the previous Yezu Otaku stated, it sounds like a song essentially written by REM and the Bare Naked ladies who absolutely hated each other and wanted to fuck each other up all throughout the process.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like, unfortunately, it's a song I cannot take seriously. And yes,
to be honest, like, Run Around was my favorite Digimon battle theme.
and that was actually in season 2. Okay, let's see. From the Egg Paladin, are you talking about the background music playing in the episodes? Yes, Egg Paladin, we are. Especially during the goodbyes. It's supposed to be a sad moment, but the music does not give a shit.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, that's why I said, again, sometimes the music felt a little superfluous.
Yes. And also, as the kids are leaving, possibly forever, they have Hey Digimon playing, and it does not fit. Like,
no.
At all.
It's like, Hey Digimon is a song for when they're traveling.
Yeah, like in the movie, where it was used there.
Yeah, like, that made sense when they were writing Raidramon, right?
Yes. And basically, that's the end of the first season. Now, let's see. Let's talk about some highlights. First of all, Joe's first ever solo episode, where it shows that he's essentially the daddy of the group. Honestly, that was the episode that made me love Joe.
Also, from the Egg Paladin, oh god, I never liked the Digimon main theme playing in the intro.
Really?
I actually loved that.
Yeah, like, honestly, the Digi-Rap is worse.
I mean, to be fair, though, to each their own.
Yeah, that's fair. And also, guys, we're going to talk about the Digi-Rap when we talk about the movie. But we're going to talk about that in a future episode. Unless you guys want us to talk about it now. By all means, tell us if you want us to talk about it now.
Yeah, we're a game by the way, and we're here for you.
Yep, and also, by the way, can we talk about, like, something we didn't cover about Matt and TK?
Yeah.
Their parents are divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, nowadays, you would never get away with that.
Yeah, right?
Shows would not get away with that, or the possibility of a kid being adopted. We could not get away with that now with American cartoons.
Yeah, right?
And also, something else that we couldn't get away with? The implications of terrorist bombing. Remember the Heighton View terrorist incident and how it was blamed on terrorism?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that was apparently censored on airings of the episodes after 9/11.
Also, it appears we got the go-ahead from Daniel.
Okay, so first, let's talk about that infamous DigiRap. On it, personally, I don't think it's that bad.
For me, it's the fact that it's like, I don't know, it's like if they did something a little more original than just starting with the Digimon.
However,
Digimon.
Sakia, let me put it this way. Which is worse, that or the Angela Anaconda skit? Which would you rather have at the start of the movie?
If they had the Angela Anaconda opening, I'd rather blow my brains out.
No. Not what I meant. Okay, so like, let me like reword it. Imagine. Okay, fuck. Okay, so like I remember that like friggin' Angela Anaconda segment of the movie.
Oh God.
Let me finish. Imagine that was gone, and instead the movie purely started with the DigiRap. Would that be like preferable, or would you rather have the Angela Anaconda first and then the DigiRap?
That'd be the first one.
Okay, so essentially having the DigiRap first would have probably made it preferable.
Yeah, because again, it's like, again, every time I see that Angela Anaconda intro, I think to myself, why this was established long after it was, this is long after it was established that nobody liked Angela Anaconda. Sorry about that rage there.
Oh, wow, Daniel K2427 just says something interesting. Apparently the Angela Anaconda short before the movie caused a divorce. Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard something about that, actually.
I never heard of that. This is my first time hearing about that. Like, pardon the change of subject, but like, what exactly happened?
From what I understand, it was some kind of like an argument, basically, that, it was some kind of an argument over the fact that it's like they didn't think it was the Digimon movie, and it's like, the whole thing got nasty after that.
Oh, okay, but anyway, like, okay, so like, this is actually very common knowledge now. However, I can't talk. Our movie was actually two OVAs and a 45-minute special in Japan.
Really?
Yeah. And unfortunately, a few minutes from each of them was cut, even if most of the footage was ultimately cut from the third segment and involved a subplot with the original Digidestined and why like Davis and the others originally went over to the U.S. And no, it wasn't because Kari called them to Colorado. That was not the reason.
Yeah, you said that was kind of a dub change, right?
Yeah, that was a big dub change, and it was a mistake.
Really stupid.
Yeah,
it was stupid.
Yeah, pretty much. However, like for the first segment, only really one sequence was really cut, and honestly, it doesn't change the plot at all. It's basically Ty and Kari's father coming home drunk again, and he wants to go kiss both of his kids a good night. However, this is around the time that Giant Agumon is in the room, and so essentially Ty didn't want either of his parents to see the giant fucking dinosaur.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. From Daniel K2427, what happened was the kid's parents were in a rocky marriage. They took the son to see the movie. The Angela Anaconda short scared him. They left the theater. The parents got in an argument. Oh.
You there?
Yeah, sorry. I was just reading the chat. I'm here.
Sorry, you just kind of like faded out for a second.
Oh, sorry about that. However, oh, wow, yeah, that sounds like the worst day of that poor kid's life. According to what Daniel wrote in the chat. But anyway, back on topic. As for the second segment, not much is really cut, and it's honestly the best part.
Yeah.
Art. And also Sakia, both those first two segments, guess who directed them?
Hoshido?
Hosoda.
Hosoda, sorry.
Yep, Mamoru Hosoda directed both of those segments, and actually, the second segment was basically the blueprints for his smash hit Summer Wars, which I do recommend, guys. Go check out that movie. It is awesome.
Oh yeah, like Melon Trivia, and it kicks ass.
Yep, and also, by the way, Dio Barlowan's voice actor, I've actually met the guy.
Really?
Yeah, Paul St. Peter, and honestly, across season 1 and 2, you'll never believe who he is.
Who?
He's Leomon in season 1 and Wormmon in season 2.
Holy shit. but still, how ironic that in season 2 he voices a bug.
Yep, a literal bug.
Yeah, right. And also,
oh yeah,
like the movie right now, or
yeah, the movie. And also, by the way, Dio Barlowon kind of looks like a cockroach.
Yeah, it looks like a giant demonic cockroach. Also, one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Oh boy.
Aside from that whole pizza exchange.
Yeah.
Was that whole okay? So that's one box of chocolates. Your total comes to 1,100,000, huh?
Yeah, that's what it says. That must be really good chocolate. Paper, plastic.
Coins all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
My other favorite exchange was the whole hi, I'd like to order a large blah blah blah. Tell her to forget the whole thing.
I'm gonna move for Chinese. Shut up.
Oh no, I said line up.
Well, line up on the side of the road with the signs that were easy to spot. God, like the movie had some good things in it, even if unfortunately some of the jokes. That's looking at you, 3-bean salad.
Yeah, right. It's like woman. It's like woman. 3-bean salad does not mean it only has 3 beans in it.
Yep, and also, by the way, I actually like how the diarrhea wasn't purely a use for toilet humor. It was actually a plot point.
Yeah, right. Like that was my other favorite exchange. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is gonna be it.
Yeah, great, huh?
Not that.
What's wrong?
There's something wrong with me.
What is it?
I think it's your mother's recipes.
What? Hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
That was like one of my other favorites. Or your Digimon's a loser.
What'd you say?
How could 2 mega level Digimon get beat by 1 lousy bug? War Greymon quit like a coward.
You take that back, or I'll...
I was reading an email from another kid.
You didn't have to read it so well. And anyway, like, can we talk about the third segment and actually the official names of those Kokomon Digivolutions that were never fucking named in the Japanese or English version of the movie?
In fact, the rookie version is called Lopmon.
Yeah, that massive Chibi form is actually Wendigomon. Yes, his name is Wendigomon, like legendary Wendigos.
And if I remember right, the Mega is called
first Ultimate is the Antilomon, and yes, the Mega level is named Cherubimon, as in cherub.
Yep.
And also, by the way, Evil Cherubimon is fucking nightmare fuel.
Which, honestly, if you look at Evil Cherubimon,
yeah,
Evil Cherubimon looks more like one of those creepy jesters than he does a cherub.
And so basically, all he needs is a "Hey, Willis."
Pretty much. I mean, then again, Pennywise is more of a clown than an actual jester.
Yeah, but if you actually look at the modern Pennywise, he kind of looks like a Victorian age jester if you look at him.
True, and jesters kind of were, jesters basically were the clowns of medieval times.
Yep, however, anyway, oh yeah, by the way, we should probably talk about that subplot that was cut and was the real reason Davis and the others came to America.
Yeah.
Okay, so essentially, a Kokomon was actually looking for a Willis, and unfortunately the virus, which had nothing to do with Theophoromon, that was a dub change. But anyway, he was effectively looking from a Willis. However, sadly, because a children age, he unfortunately couldn't recognize a after like a kidnapping 6 of the original Digidestined and effectively aging them, he still couldn't find a Willis. And so essentially that's what was happening with a Kokomon. None of that go back to the beginning bullshit.
Yeah, that was just stupid.
Yes, and also, by the way, that's the reason for that entire, like, time warping near the end. That's the reason for it. Kokomon was looking for Willis. It wasn't some stupid time warping bullshit about weakening the virus.
Or the whole, that's the saddest story I ever...
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah, that's right. By the way, guys, that entire scene... That was, again, a dub edit. Originally, Davis was actually sad because he couldn't imagine having to kill Vemon like they'd have to do to Kokomon. That's the reason he was crying, and he didn't immediately get over it.
Yeah, it's like that felt like it was. And that explains why it felt the editing of that scene felt extremely awkward.
Yeah, that's why.
Because they cut out a whole scene, basically.
Yeah, like a really like 30 minutes of that 40-minute film were cut. So there's only like 10 minutes.
Yeah. But it's like, again, I think the reason they tried to make it work like that in the dub was for comedic effect, but it's like, that wasn't really a scene where there was meant to be comedy.
Yeah, plus unfortunately, it actually made Davis's character look worse. And we're going to talk about Davis next week when we talk about Adventure 02.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we're going to take like... we're gonna take questions until 9 o'clock EST, so please send us questions about, like, Digimon or anything related to it. Please, since we finished talking about the season and the movie, we will gladly take your questions now. Right, Sakuya?
Yep. Hey, what's up, superstar? Looks like you're going far.
What's up, one to go?
Hey, look, it's one to go.
You're gonna change the world. However, like, a runaround was honestly the... Runaround is a banger.
My favorite song from the movie was "Let's Kick It Up."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, I actually found the a full version of Matt's like a 02, like a song from that first concert we see.
Oh.
I Turn Around.
Also from Daniel, favorite Digimon theme.
Oh. In English or Japanese? You're gonna have to specify, my dude.
Yeah. Since don't forget, both versions have like different music.
Yeah, however, like, for the dub theme, I'd have to say Frontier's theme. I don't know why, but to me, that's a good one. Even though Frontier itself sucked!
For me, it was a theme from Tamers.
And as for the Japanese version, I would have to say the Japanese Tamers theme. Biggest Dreamer.
I'd say Adventures intro for...
Butterfly?
Japanese. Yeah.
Alright. Right. Okay, guys, keep the
Also
questions...
the other one. So yeah, we just listed off our favorite from both the sub and dub, so...
Yeah. I figured we might as well, you know, absolutely nip it in the bud. That way we'd answer either way.
But yeah, with Digimon, I kind of like stopped after like Tamers, because like I had heard bad stuff about Frontier.
Oh, Sakuya, honey, sometime I will...
Really stupid.
That's Frontier. That's Frontier. I wish I was kidding. And also, Frontier's first villain, they effectively reuse a villain. You want to know who the first villain of Frontier is?
Who?
It's Cherubimon.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Like, literally, now all I have is this horrifying thought with, like, Tai putting the medals in a Kamen Rider belt slot. Tatoba, Tatoba, Tatoba. And you see Tai turn into Agumon.
Oh, wow, like, however, like, I'm actually... gonna send you some of these like Digimon forms just for you to see like how ridiculous these things look. Except for like my favorite. Weirdly, my favorite is actually Koigi, the Spirit of Darkness. He's my favorite purely because of his character arc. But
like style, like again, like I'm gonna turn into Agumon. Taka, Tora, Bata, Tato Ba, Tato Ba, Tato Ba. Sorry, I had to make that joke.
Oh no, that's fine. And also, by the way, are you are ready to see what the goggle head of like Frontier turns into? I'm gonna send it to you. No, wrong person. There we go. All right, give me just a second, and there it is. Go take a look.
That looks stupid.
Yeah, and essentially that's what the goggle head from Frontier Takuya turns into. A Goonimon.
Seriously, that's a dumb looking Digimon.
Yep, and unfortunately, it's nothing like biomerging. It is straight up Super Sentai Digimon.
Oh God.
Yep.
Like seriously, I don't think even the creators of Kamen Rider would design a suit like that.
Yep. However, thankfully, it's nowhere near as dumb as Season 5, which was basically Digimon police officers. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. Sakuya, are you okay?
I think I just...
Are you having a stroke?
I think so.
Oh my god! Okay, calm down, calm down.
I think my brain literally just blue screened.
I'm sorry. However, thankfully, after we talk about Tamers, we're going to skip over to like Digimon Adventure Tri. We're not going to talk about Frontier or Data Squad or Fusion. We're not going to talk about those.
Good, because again, like, literally, I think my brain for a second was just like, your brain has run into an error and needs to restart.
Yeah, like, unfortunately, like, that actually happened while watching Data Squad's first episode for me. Especially since, like, the leader, number 1, he's not wearing goggles. Number 2, he's voiced by Quentin Flynn. And number 3, in order to make Agumon Digivolve, he has to punch the attacking Digimon coming after them. I wish I was kidding about any of that, but I am not. It is so stupid. Oh no, guys, I think Sakuya just had a stroke again. Sakuya, talk to me! Shall we change the subject?
Please.
Okay. Okay, so, like, let's see, Oh, yeah, that's right, Adventure got a reboot this year, back in the spring.
Yep.
And so far, it's been really good. We're actually going to cover it in a future episode once we watch all the episodes that have come out.
But I mean, you know, what's next for a Digimon season? Digimon Sword Art Online?
Let's nod and say we did.
Yeah.
And also, this really isn't the place to talk about SAO.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
What's next? Digimon Bleach?
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone wants that.
You know, like, the goggle head has this giant-ass sword. The hollow mask.
Okay, Mama. Guys, Asakiya, watch everything for me. I will be right back.
Does it do a trick?
I'll be right back.
Okay, Digimon Soul Eater, that would be something else. Or, you know, Digimon Gun X Sword. No, seriously, Daniel, that would be a horrifying thought. Oh God, Digimon Corpse Party? Digimon Berserk. Seriously, how about Digimon Berserk?
Anyway, back to my podcast. Anyway, I am back. What did I miss?
Not much, just Daniel joking about like what animes will be next.
Oh God. Yeah, no, Corpse Party, that's a bad idea. Let's not.
Or I kind of jokingly said, what's next? Digimon Berserk?
Yeah, no, let's not.
Yeah, it's like, Berserk? Oh God, now I can't get that thought out of my head. Digimon Berserk.
Isn't that kind of what Tamers was?
Essentially.
When you think about it, Tamers was already like that. We don't need another one.
Basically Berserk in tone.
Yep. And also, Daniel, congratulations on beating Jimmy the Great in Cuphead. Congratulations. I know he was a pain in the ass for you.
For me, really, Hildeberg was my nemesis.
Saki, this is not the time or the place.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Okay. Okay, so, like, let's see. Anybody else have, like, questions involving Digimon or anything of the like? We will gladly take anything.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Oh, Zudomon is so close. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm actually playing Digimon on my Switch, and so I'm actually monitoring when everybody can Digivolve. I just want Vikemon already.
Digimon.
Okay. Oh, yeah, let me check something.
I felt so stupid as a kid not realizing they were singing the Digimon theme.
Hey, you know what? That happens. It can be confusing.
Or, I'm Kari. And this is my little brother, Ty. Ty.
Hi, Kari, Ty. Never mind.
Or, what were some of the other ones? Again, the Pizza Exchange was still my absolute favorite.
Yep, aside from the...
All right, if I'm paying for it, I get the first half. And I get the second half, too.
Yeah, like... However, if you think about it, Davis would effectively be a balloon at that rate.
Yeah.
Like Terriermon demonstrated.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel, buddy, in the group chat, we are going to show you some Digimon.
Oh, yeah, my man.
Yeah, like, Digimon was absolutely the shit back in our childhoods.
I mean, and again, I won't lie. Like, while I'm still a Pokemon fan, I still kind of prefer Digimon over Pokemon.
Yeah, like, a really, like, a Digimon, like, had the better anime, but Pokemon had the better games. At least back in the day. Nowadays, Digimon has some really good games.
Oh yeah, it's like Pokemon's just remained good.
Yep, even if there have been some controversies, which we are not going to talk about here.
No.
And oh yeah, by the way, Sakia, I actually showed you that boss from Cyber Sleuth. What did you think of it and its implications?
That. Ugh.
Yeah, like once you like got a good look at it, you realize, oh my god.
Yeah.
And also, Sakia, the girl being imprisoned in that boss, she's in high school.
Oh god.
Yeah. Kind of fucked up, ain't it?
Yeah.
And also, by the way, I'm actually about to fight that boss.
Oh god.
Yay, as if I didn't hate fighting it enough in the Vita because it made me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'd like to show a picture in the stream, but I'm concerned that we'll get taken down if I show it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. From Daniel K. I had seen some of it on Fox Kids, but I mostly watched Pokemon, Power Rangers, Masked Rider, and Beetleborgs. Oh my god, I remember Beetleborgs.
Oh god, Masked Rider. Ugh.
What was Masked Rider? I've never heard of that. Was that Kamen Rider?
Yeah, it was the first American adaptation of Kamen Rider, and it was horrible.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, Sakia. I actually have an idea. Remember how we were discussing obscure things we remember?
Yeah.
Let's play a game with the audience and see if they remember some of this stuff. Shall we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, first up, does anybody in the chat remember a little PC game called Bugdom? Does anybody remember that?
Yes.
I meant in the chat. Shit. Okay, so now wait. Unfortunately, the stream's on a delay, but it kind of has to be.
Yeah.
And also for the second and third thing, does anybody remember Cyber Chase or Sagwa the Chinese Siamese cat? Oh, okay, let's see. Daniel does not remember Bugdom. Okay. Fair enough. And also, we've I got like 6 minutes left on the stream. Oh, here we go. Here comes the boss for me. And also, I'm gonna take a screenshot of it when it first appears, and then post it onto Twitter.
Apparently, Daniel remembers Cyber Chase and Sagwa.
Oh wow! And also, by the way, everybody, we actually have a Patreon. If you could support us, that would be great. It is linked in the description.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to pledge.
Yeah, please, like, we really need it, especially during the pandemic. We really need the money.
Yeah.
Especially Sakuya.
Since we're on the thing of fucked up bosses, let me hum the theme to make you even more nervous. What
boss theme is that?
Taurus Demon's theme from Dark Souls.
I didn't play Dark Souls, so that has no effect on me. Sorry.
Actually, it sounds even more creepy if you listen to the actual version of the song.
Oh wow! Like, just a second. I think I can actually find this boss is a theme song for you to listen to. Like, give me a minute. Eater battle theme. I'm looking.
Here's the Taurus Demon's theme.
Oh boy. And also, sadly, I can't find the exact boss, like a theme song, but I'm going to send you a link to the boss fight for you to witness it. And also that, Bossum, a theme I'll actually have to listen to later when we're not streaming. Oh. Okay, so like I since we only have like 3 minutes, shall we start wrapping things up?
Yeah.
Okay then, everybody, thank you for coming. And like next week, we'll try to have things ironed out as we discuss Digimon Adventure 02, which has probably the most rage-inducing moment in the fandom. And if you watched and if you grew up with the show, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Sakuya, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch all of Adventure 02, but I know a good amount of it.
Did you see the epilogue?
No, but I will watch it.
Oh, honey. Honey, I actually have to record your reaction to the epilogue. I gotta record your reaction to it, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay then, everybody, thank you from coming to the podcast. We really appreciate it. Please join us next week when we talk about Adventure 02. I'm Melantart BA.
I'm Sakuya Amano.
And we'll see all of you next week. Bye-bye.